Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English the Natural Way. I'm Alex.
Hi, friends. I'm Linda. We're so excited to have you with us today. No matter where you are right now, at home, at the gym, or on your commute, thank you for choosing to learn English with us.
Today, we're going to talk about three important modal verbs, shall, should, and may.
These little words are super useful, but they can be confusing for learners.
Don't worry, we're going to make everything simple and clear.
Before we start, if you enjoy learning English in a natural and simple way, please like this episode, share it with your friends, and subscribe to English the Natural Way.
All right, let's get started.
So first, what are modal verbs?
Modal verbs are special helping verbs that we use before main verbs.
They add meaning to the main verb. They show things like ability, permission, possibility, or obligation.
For example, can, could, will, would, must, might, shall, should, and may are all modal verbs.
Today, we're focusing on three of them: shall, should, and may.
These three are interesting because they're used in specific situations.
And the good news is, once you understand when to use them, they're actually quite simple.
Let's start with shall. This one is a bit old-fashioned.
Yes, shall is not used very much in modern American English.
But it's still used in British English and in formal situations.
Shall has a few different uses. Let's talk about each one.
First, we use shall to make offers or suggestions.
For example, shall I open the window?
This is a polite way to offer to do something.
Shall we go now?
This is a suggestion. You're asking if the other person wants to go.
Shall I help you with that?
Again, this is a polite offer.
In these cases, shall is only used with I and we.
We don't say, shall he come or shall they go. That sounds very strange.
We only say, shall I or shall we?
Let's practice. Shall I make some coffee?
Shall we have dinner together?
Shall I call you later?
Shall we meet at 7 o'clock?
These all sound polite and friendly.
Now, in American English, we usually use different words instead of shall.
Right. Instead of shall I open the window, Americans usually say, should I open the window? Or do you want me to open the window?
Instead of shall we go, we say should we go or do you want to go?
So shall is becoming less common, especially in America.
But it's still good to understand it because you'll see it in books, formal writing, and British English.
And it sounds very polite and sophisticated.
Yes, if you want to sound very formal or elegant, you can use shall.
Shall is also used in formal rules and regulations.
Yes, you might see it in legal documents or official rules.
For example, the tenant shall pay rent on the first day of each month.
All participants shall arrive by 9 a.m.
This is very formal language.
In normal conversation, we would say must or have to instead.
The tenant must pay rent, or participants have to arrive by 9 a.m.
So shall, in this context, is very formal and official.
You'll see it in contracts, laws, and formal instructions.
But not in everyday conversation. Now let's talk about should. This one is much more common.
Yes, we use should all the time in daily English.
Should is used to give advice or recommendations.
When you think something is a good idea, you use should.
For example, you should see a doctor if you're sick.
This is advice. You're recommending that the person see a doctor.
You should study more if you want to pass the test.
We should leave early to avoid traffic.
She should apologize for what she said.
All of these are giving advice or saying what's the right thing to do.
Should is softer than must. It's a suggestion, not a command.
Right. You must see a doctor is stronger. It's almost an order.
You should see a doctor is gentler. It's friendly advice.
We also use should to talk about expectations.
Yes, when we think something is likely to happen or is the normal thing.
For example, the package should arrive tomorrow.
This means you expect it to arrive tomorrow based on what you know.
She should be here soon. She left an hour ago.
The weather should be nice this weekend.
This shouldn't take long.
All of these express what you expect to happen. It's not 100% certain, but it's what you think is likely.
Let's practice. The bus should be here in 5 minutes.
This should be easy.
He should know the answer.
It shouldn't cost too much.
Perfect.
We also use should for obligations or duties.
Yes, when something is the right or proper thing to do.
For example, you should always tell the truth.
We should respect our elders.
Students should do their homework.
You should be on time for meetings.
These express moral obligations or social expectations.
They're not as strong as must, but they show what's considered right or proper.
Should is very useful for giving gentle guidance.
Now let's talk about the negative form, should not or shouldn't.
Yes, we use this to say what's not a good idea.
You shouldn't eat too much sugar.
We shouldn't be late.
He shouldn't drive when he's tired.
You shouldn't worry so much.
These are all advice about what not to do.
Let's practice. You shouldn't stay up too late.
You shouldn't spend all our money.
You shouldn't skip breakfast.
You shouldn't argue in public.
All very natural advice. Now let's talk about may. This one has several uses too.
Yes, may is used for permission and possibility.
Let's start with permission. May is a very polite way to ask for permission.
For example, may I use your phone?
This is very polite and formal.
May I ask you a question?
May I sit here?
May I have some water, please?
May sounds more polite than can.
Can I use your phone is fine, but may I use your phone is more polite.
In very formal situations like business meetings or with people you don't know well, may is better.
But in casual situations with friends, can is perfectly fine.
Right. With friends, you'd say, "Can I borrow your pen?"
With your boss or in a formal setting, may I borrow your pen sounds better.
We also use may to give permission.
Yes, for example, a teacher might say, you may leave now.
You may use your notes during the test.
Students may park in Lot B.
This is formal permission giving.
In casual speech, we usually use can instead. You can use my car, sounds more natural.
But may is still used in formal contexts, announcements, and rules.
Passengers may bring one carry-on bag.
Visitors may not take photographs.
Very formal.
The other main use of may is to express possibility.
Yes, when something is possible but not certain.
For example, it may rain tomorrow.
This means it's possible but you're not sure.
She may be at home. I'm not certain.
We may go to the beach this weekend.
He may not come to the party.
May shows that something is possible but uncertain.
It's similar to might in this use.
Right. It may rain and it might rain mean almost the same thing.
Both show possibility and uncertainty.
Let's practice. I may be a few minutes late.
I may need some help with the cooking.
This may take some time.
They may not have received my email.
The store may be closed today.
All of these express possibility. Let's compare may and might for a moment.
Good idea. They're very similar.
Both express possibility. It may rain and it might rain are almost identical.
Some people say might is slightly less certain than may, but in practice, native speakers use them interchangeably for possibility.
The main difference is that may is used for permission, but might is not.
Right. We say, may I leave, not might I leave.
For permission, always use may or can, not might. But for possibility, both may and might work.
Now let's practice using all three, shall, should, and may in conversation.
Great idea. Let's imagine we're planning a dinner party.
So, shall we have the party on Friday or Saturday?
I think we should have it on Saturday. More people will be free.
Good point. May I invite my coworker Tom?
Of course, you may invite anyone you like. Shall I make a dessert?
That would be great. You should make your famous chocolate cake.
I may not have time to make it from scratch. Should I buy one instead?
You should do whatever's easier. The important thing is that we have fun.
True. Shall we order pizza or cook something?
We should probably cook. It's more personal.
Good idea. I may need some help with the cooking.
Don't worry, I'll help. Shall we invite about 10 people?
That should be perfect. Not too many, not too few.
Great. This may be the best party we've ever thrown.
Did you hear how we used all three modal verbs?
Yes, shall for suggestions, should for advice and expectations, and may for permission and possibility.
And it all sounded completely natural.
That's because these words are part of everyday English.
Let's review the differences between these three modal verbs.
Alex, shall is used for polite offers and suggestions with I and we.
Shall I help you? Or shall we go?
It's also used in formal rules and legal language.
But it's becoming less common in modern American English.
Should is used for advice and recommendations.
You should see a doctor.
It's also used for expectations and obligations.
The package should arrive tomorrow.
Should is very common in everyday conversation.
May is used for polite permission
May I ask a question?
and for possibility or uncertainty.
It may rain tomorrow.
Perfect summary.
Now, let's talk about common mistakes.
Yes, this is really helpful.
One mistake is using shall with he, she, or they.
Wrong. Shall she come with us?
This sounds very strange. Use should she come with us instead.
Remember, shall is only used with I and we in questions.
Another mistake is confusing should with must.
Should is advice. Must is a requirement.
You should study means it's a good idea. You must study means it's necessary. You have no choice.
The strength is different.
Another mistake is using may in casual situations where can is better.
To a friend, may I borrow your pen sounds too formal.
Better, can I borrow your pen?
Save may for polite or formal situations.
Let's practice some more examples.
Okay, I'll give you a situation and you choose the right modal verb.
Okay, first, you want to politely suggest leaving.
Shall we leave now?
Perfect. Next, you're giving health advice to a friend.
You should eat more vegetables.
Great. Next, you're politely asking your boss if you can leave early today.
May I leave a bit early today?
Excellent. Next, you're talking about something that might happen.
It may snow tonight.
Perfect. Next, you're recommending a restaurant.
You should try that new Italian restaurant.
Great. Next, you're offering to help someone.
Shall I carry that for you?
You've got it.
Let's create a dialogue at a restaurant.
Good idea. I'll be the waiter, you be the customer.
Excuse me, may I see the menu, please?
Of course. Here you are. Shall I give you a few minutes to decide?
Yes, please. What should I order? Everything looks good.
You should try our special. It's delicious.
That sounds great. May I also have some water?
Certainly. Would you like sparkling or still?
Still, please. Should I order dessert now or later?
You may order it now, or you can wait until after your meal.
I'll wait. Shall we say about 30 minutes?
Perfect. Your food should be ready in about 15 minutes.
Wonderful. Thank you.
That was a natural restaurant conversation.
And we used all three modal verbs appropriately. May for polite requests, should for advice and expectations, and shall for suggestions.
These words really make your English sound more natural and polite.
Let's talk about some useful expressions with these modal verbs.
Good idea. Here are some common phrases with should.
Should know means something is obvious or expected.
I should have known means you regret not realizing something.
You should see is used to recommend something impressive.
I should think so means you agree something is reasonable.
And with may I remind you is a polite way to remind someone.
Be that as it may means regardless or even so.
These are advanced expressions, but good to know.
Now let's practice negative forms.
Shall not or shan't is very old-fashioned.
You might hear it in old movies. We shan't return.
But nobody says this anymore.
Should not or shouldn't is very common.
You shouldn't smoke. We shouldn't be late.
And may not expresses prohibition or possibility.
For prohibition, you may not enter this area.
For possibility, she may not come to the party.
The context tells you which meaning.
Now it's your turn to practice.
Try making your own sentences with shall, should, and may.
Use shall to make polite suggestions.
Use should to give advice or talk about expectations.
Use may to ask for permission politely or express possibility.
Write your sentences in the comments. We'd love to see them.
Don't worry about making mistakes. That's how we learn.
Every sentence you write makes you better.
Remember, shall is formal and becoming less common.
Should is very useful for advice and expectations. And may is perfect for polite permission and possibility.
Practice these in different situations.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to English the Natural Way.
We create new episodes every week to help you learn real everyday English.
Leave a comment below with your practice sentences.
We love hearing from you and seeing your progress.
Modal verbs like these make your English sound more natural and polite.
Master them and you'll speak like a native.
Thanks so much for listening today.
Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.